Alright guys, let's get right to it. So there are two types of customer orders, okay? Non-registered and registered. Non-registered customers get nothing back, no rebates back. And this is like when you check out, when you buy a product and you click that customer button, this is for somebody who does not want to sign up, but you get full commission on their order depending on whatever level you're at. A registered customer gets a 5% rebate back to use towards future purchases. Okay, so non-registered get nothing back, they're not even in your system, and registered gets 5% back to use towards future purchases. Okay, let's talk about planners. When you sign up as a planner, you automatically get 10% back on everything that you buy. Okay, this is similar to an affiliate marketing plan. So planners, when you introduce a customer, excuse me, and the customer makes a purchase, you will get 10% of their purchase. The customer gets a 5% rebate, right? And then the planner gets 10% of whatever the customer purchases. When a planner introduces a planner, that planner takes 10% of their purchase, right? So planner to planner, the planner who sponsored the planner gets 5%. This one's very simple. That's it. And you only make the commission off your first line. And remember, in order to be paid out your commission, you need to have 3 active customer orders. Okay, let's talk about managers. So you become a manager once you hit the 3,000 business point mark. That's equivalent to about $3,300. 1 business point is 90% of $1. You have 3 rolling months to hit this mark. If you're just going to do it organically and not buy up, you have 3 months to hit this target. When a manager introduces a customer, remember, the customer gets a 5% rebate, okay? So you do 25 minus 5, you do what you get minus what they get, so you get 20% off of all their orders. If you have a non-registered customer and you made the purchase for them, then you get the full 25. Now, if you do introduce a planner, the planner takes 10. So you do 25 minus 10, and you get 15 off of every planner's order that's in your first line. Now, if a manager introduces a manager day 1 or one of your planners level up to manager, that person gets 25, right? When you're in the same rank as manager, you just get 5. So manager to manager, you get 5%. And managers only get paid on their first line. Now let's talk about senior manager. The math is the same as a manager. What you take minus what they take. But in order to become a senior manager, you need 6,000 BP or approximately $6,600 in sales. And you get a 30 plus 5 commission. You can be seen as a 30, as a 35, or 30 plus 5. And this is why. If you introduce a customer gets 5, so you get 30. Okay? On non-registered customers, you get 35. If you're a senior manager and you introduce a planner, the planner takes 10. So you do 35 minus 10, and you get 25. Senior manager to manager, managers get 25. So you do 35 minus 25, and you get 10. Now, if you introduce a senior manager or someone gets promoted to senior manager, they get 35 and you are the same rank, so you get 5. This is for your first line. But now we need to talk about the second line and below, because the 30 plus 5 means you get a 5% override on every leg, all downlines for unlimited levels. So after your first line, all the orders that your team places, you get a 5% override. It doesn't matter if it's the planner, manager, or it's from the planner or manager line, you get 5%, okay? For unlimited levels. Now, this is where you need to pay attention. When it's senior manager to senior manager, you do not get the 5% override. You only get 5% on the senior manager's purchase. Okay, now in order to become team leader, you have 5 months. And you have 5 months to reach 55,000 BP, or about, oh, that's wrong. Sorry, it's 50,000 BP, and you have 5 months to get there. That's about $55,000 in sales. You also need 3 senior managers from your first line and 7 managers from anyone's line. Once you get to team leader, your commission jumps to 45% and it becomes a traditional network marketing model. So it's the same kind of math. You introduce a customer, the customer takes a 5% rebate, so you get 45 minus 5, 40% off of every customer order. You introduce a planner, the planner takes 10, then you do 45 minus 10, and you get 35% off of every planner's order. When a planner introduces a planner, that planner takes 10. And remember, planner to planner is 5, right? So you have to calculate what's been given away. The planner at the bottom took 10, planner to planner took 5, so that's 10 plus 5 is 15. Then you do 45 minus 15, and the team leader at the top gets 30%. You always calculate what was given away, and then you subtract that from the 45%. When a planner introduces a customer, remember the customer takes 5, and planner to customer is 10. So we've given away 5 plus 10, which is 15. So off that customer order, the team leader gets 45 minus 15, which is 30%. Now let's take it down another line. The planner at the bottom introduces a planner. That planner takes 10. Planner to planner is 5, right? So that's 10 plus 5. So from that planner, 3 rows down, the team leader will get 10 plus 5, which is 15, 45 minus 15, which is 30%. So that team leader makes 30% off the planner. That's 3 lines down. Guys, this is simple math, but I'm going to show you one more level. If that planner brings in a customer, the customer takes 5, right? Planner to customer is 10, right? So we've given away 10 plus 5, 15. So that team leader on the top, from that customer order, gets 45 minus 15, which is 30%. Do you see how the commission can add up quickly? Let's do a different team leader scenario. Team leader gets 45%. Now, if team leader introduces a manager, manager gets 25%. So the team leader at the top gets 45 minus 25, which is 20% off that manager's orders. Now, if that manager has a customer underneath, that customer gets 5. The manager gets 25 minus 5, which is 20, right? So we've given away 5, and we've given away 20, which is 25. So the team leader on the top gets 45 minus 25 off of that customer order, which is 20%. Now if that manager introduces a planner, planners take 10. That manager takes 25 minus 10 from that planner, which is 15%. So we've given away 10% plus 15%, which is 25%. So the team leader at the top makes 45 minus 25%, which is 20% off that planner's orders. Now, if that planner introduces a planner, the planner on the bottom takes 10%. And remember, planner to planner is 5. So we've given away 10 plus 5, which is 15. That manager gets nothing because managers only get their first line. So the team leader at the top gets 45 minus 15 off of that bottom planner's order, which is 30%. Let's do another scenario where the team leader has a senior manager underneath. Senior managers take 35%, right? 30 plus 5. Every purchase the senior manager makes, the team leader will get 10%. Now, if the senior manager has a customer, the customer takes 5, So the senior manager takes 30 from that customer, right? 35 minus 5. So the team leader at the top gets 45 minus 35, which is 10 off of that customer order under the senior manager. It's simple math, guys. Now, if the senior manager has a planner, the planner takes 10, right? And senior manager to planner is going to be 35 minus 10, which is 25. So we've given away 10 plus 25 from that planner's orders, which is 35. So the team leader at the top makes 45 minus 35, which is 10% off of that planner's orders. Okay, let's say the senior manager has a manager. Managers get 25. So senior manager to manager is 35 minus 25, which is 10. So that senior manager gets 10% off of that manager's orders. So we've given away 25 plus 10, which is 35. So the team leader on top gets 45 minus 35, which is 10% on that manager's order. Something to keep in mind, team leaders need a minimum of 10,000 BP each month, plus 5 active customers. So let's say a team leader has a senior manager under them. The senior manager takes 35%. So the team leader gets 45 minus 35 off all their orders. If the senior manager has a senior manager underneath, they're equal rank, right? So senior manager to senior manager only gets 5. And remember, that senior manager's downline is cut off. So that team leader, everything that senior manager on the bottom makes, you get 35 plus 5 equals 40. 45 minus 40, team leader gets 5%. Now, that senior manager has a planner underneath. That planner takes 10. Senior manager to planner is 35 minus 10, so they take 25. The senior manager on the very top doesn't take anything because its senior manager to senior manager has been cut off, right? So we've given away 10% to the planner, 25% to his senior manager, which is 35. The team leader at top gets 45 minus 35, which is 10% off of the bottom planner's orders. Let's say that senior manager has a manager under them. The manager takes 25. So the senior manager gets 35 minus 25, which is 10%. Then the team leader at top gets 25 plus 10, which is 35. We've given away, so it's 45 minus 35 equals 10%. The team leader at top gets 10% of that manager's orders. Let's say that manager has a planner. The planner takes 10. The manager on the top of the planner gets 25 minus 10, which is 15. The senior manager above that manager gets 5 from the planner, right? Because they get a 5% override on unlimited legs. So from that planner, the senior manager took 5%. So how much have we given away? 10% plus 15% plus 5%, which is 30. So the team leader on top makes 45 minus 30 from this bottom planner, which is 15%. Now in the case of team leader to team leader, you want to promote 3 team leaders on your team in order to become director. But once somebody on your team becomes team leader, their entire leg gets cut off. However, you do get to participate in 3 incentive bonuses when you become team leader. Those are the team incentive, for building your team, you get a 50% check match on every single 5% bonus that all the senior managers on your team get. Remember, senior managers get 30 plus 5, right? That 5%, whatever that number is that they're getting, you get a 50% check match from every senior manager on your team. The second bonus is achievement incentive. How this works is for every 30,000 BP that you sell in a month from your total team, you will get $1,800 bonus for the first 30,000. Then for every additional 30,000 BP, you will get a $900 bonus for unlimited amounts. So this can add up. At the end of the month, you definitely want to check your BP to see if you're short, just getting to the 30,000. The third incentive is the management incentive. So, for the team leader on your team is going to earn the same achievement bonus based on their sales, right? So you kind of get to double dip on their 30,000. For every team leader on your team that earns an achievement bonus, you get a 50% check match. That's that 30,000 number. So when a team leader on your team gets the 1,800 or the 900, whatever that number is for their own achievement bonus, you get a 50% check match of their achievement bonus. So technically you're double dipping on their BP. I know this is kind of just a snapshot of everything, but it should make sense. It's just simple math. Whatever you take minus whatever they're taking, and just keep in mind that senior manager to senior manager gets cut off. Other than that, it should be simple math. I can do a better video next time. I just had to rush this while I was at work since many people have been asking. Let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.